Chapter 4 Appearance of Lord in Devki's Womb. As per the dictate of Lord Vishnu, Yogamaya implanted 6 fetuses in the womb of Devki. All the 6 children were killed by Kansa immediately after their birth. Yogamaya transplanted the 7th issue of Devki into the womb of Rohini, who was residing at that time in Gokul. Then Lord himself appeared as the 8th issue of Devki. Since the time of his arrival, radiance of Devki increased manifold. At the same time, Yogamaya also appeared as an issue of Yashoda in Gokul. Seeing the arrival of Lord himself as the 8th issue of Devki, the gods prayed him with devotion. Then on the 8th day in the darker phase of Bhadrapad, Lord took birth. At the time of his birth, the wind suspended its motion. The rivers attained extremely purified state, whereas dense clouds gathered in the sky and caused drizzling. Seeing the child born with auspicious swastik mark on his chest, Vasudev recognized him and prayed him. At the same time, he and Devki also feared that Kansa would kill their 8th son also. So, they prayed the Lord to hide his divine appearance. Lord assured them that their ordeals would end soon. Then Vasudev put the child in a winnower and started his journey on foot to Gokul, carrying the winnower on his head. Because of the influence of Yogamaya, all the guards fell asleep while the gates of the prison opened automatically. It was raining heavily at that time. So when Vasudev reached in the open, Sheshnag spread its hood over him to shade the Lord from rain. In Gokul, Nand's wife Yashoda gave birth to a girl child, but because of Yogamaya's influence she did not know anything about the birth. Vasudev arrived there and putting Lord beside the sleeping Yashoda, he took her baby and returned to his prison in Mathura. As soon as the baby reached in the prison, she began to cry loudly. Her cries awakened the guards, who ran to inform Kansa about the child's birth. Kansa at once arrived there and, snatching the baby from Devki's lap, he dashed her on the wall. But before he could throw the baby, she slipped from his grip and, taking 8-armed Jagdamba's appearance, established in the air. Laughing loudly then, Mother Jagdamba said, "O Kansa, you cannot kill me. Your killer has taken birth. Lord Hari had been your death in your previous births. In this birth also he will kill you. So from now on, make efforts for your benefit only." Saying this, Jagdamba vanished. Worried by the words of Yogamaya, Kansa called a meeting of his prominent demons and said, "These evil gods have hatched a conspiracy to kill me. But being a brave man, I do not take these gods into account. You have yourself witnessed how Indra fled before the shower of my arrows. You would also remember how the clouds rained heavily in my kingdom when Indra had forbidden them from raining on a kingdom, and I had pierced them with my arrows. All the things on earth except my father-in-law Jarasandh bow before me in fear. I don't care for the gods. Even their efforts to kill me make me laugh. But still I must not take the word of Jagdamba lightly that my killer had taken birth. We should therefore kill all the children who have taken birth within the past few days." Instructing the demons, Kansa approached Vasudev and Devki in the prison and released them, apologizing his cruel action in the way of killing their innocent children. Chapter 5 Killing of Putna and of other demons. When Vasudev was released from the prison, Nand visited Mathura on some official trip. He also came to see Vasudev. Vasudev greeted him for the birth of a son and instructed him to return to Gokul as soon as possible. He also requested Nand to look after the son of Rohini as his own son. After meeting Vasudev when Nand was returning, many kinds of thoughts were disturbing him. In the Gokul while Nand was away, an ogress Putna had stolen the little Krishna in the night and was breastfeeding him with her poisoned milk. But little Krishna sucked even her life through her breast. Making a loud noise and assuming a huge body, Putna fell on earth and died. Only then the village folk came to know about the incident. They also saw little Krishna sitting in the lap of Putna. The frightened Yashoda swept little Krishna with the tail of a cow to do away with all the bad omens. The other cowherds also prayed Lord Vishnu to protect the child from all calamities. Killing of Shaka. When Lord Krishna was 27 days old, a festival was organized in Gokul. Mata Yashoda bathed the baby while the Brahmins recited hymns. Yashoda saw that baby was feeling sleepy, so putting him in a cradle, she left it under a cart. The cart was loaded with pitchers of milk, curd and butter. After some time, Lord Krishna awoke and began to cry for a feed. But amidst festivities, Yashoda could not hear his cries. Meanwhile, a demon Shaktasur rode the cart wishing to press the cart and thereby kill the Lord. But before he could act, the Lord touched the cart with his feet and lo and behold, the cart turned over and all the utensils kept on it came crashing down. Even the demon was crushed to death under the cart. Other boys, who were playing nearby, informed the gopis, ladies folk, that the little Kanhaiya had turned over the loaded cart, but they did not believe the kids. Yashoda ran in horror and lifted the baby in her lap. The Brahmins recited pacifying hymns then. Thereafter the baby was bathed again with sanctified water. A feast of Brahmins followed then. Ultimately they were seen off with many gifts. Salvation of Trinavart. Once Mata Yashoda was playing with the baby Lord in her home. All of a sudden she felt as if the baby was getting disproportionately heavy. Soon, she felt herself unable to bear the child anymore. So she left the child on the ground and began to pray Purushottam Lord Rama. Soon afterwards she forgot about the event, but all was not over yet. Trinavart, a demon minister of Kansa, had arrived in Gokul as a fierce cyclone. He covered entire Gokul with dust and blinded the people temporarily. For a moment people could not see anything, and during that moment, Trinavart blew the baby in air with him. When the dust settled, Yashoda did not find the baby Krishna where she had left him. She felt extremely sorry and fell on ground in depression. Other womenfolk also gathered round her. They too began to cry not seeing baby Krishna there. In the form of cyclone, the demon Trinavart had blown baby Krishna with him. But he too could not bear his heavy burden. So he began to lose his velocity. Lord Krishna caught him by neck. The demon died in a few moments and his dead body fell in Vraj. And Yashoda got a new lease of life when she saw baby Krishna safe and sound. Nand and other Gopas too were overjoyed in a Mayanji of Lord Krishna. Once, the supreme ascetic Gargacharya arrived in Gokul. He was the ancestral teacher of Yaduvanshis. Nand joyfully welcomed and treated the hermit. Then he requested him to carry out the ritual of naming and suggest suitable name for both of his sons. Acharya Garg said, "Oh, Nand, everyone knows that I am the ancestral teacher of the Yadvas. If I carry out the naming ritual for these boys, people will understand that they are Devki's sons." So Nand requested Gargacharya to name his sons secretly. Gargacharya accepted his request and carried out the naming rituals secretly in Nand's cattle shed. Garg said, "This son of Rohini will cause by his virtue great pleasures for his near and dear ones. So his second name will be Rama. And because of excessive strength, people will call him as Bala also. Since he will unite the people also, so one of his names would be Sankarshan." Thereafter, Garg said, pointing to Yashodanandan, "He has taken incarnation in every age. In the past ages, he had taken white, red and yellow complexions respectively. This time he has taken dark complexion, so he will be known as Krishna. Once he has been the son of Vasudev, so people will call him as Vasudev also. He will cause salvation of all of you and great joy for the fellow Gopas and cows. With his help, you will overcome even the severe crisis. O Nand, this boy will be equal to Narayana in virtues, wealth, beauty, fame and influence. Foster this child with care and earnestness." Thus naming the boys as per their virtues, Garg returned to his hermitage. Childhood of Lord Krishna. The time passed in Gokul as usual. Balram and Krishna too grew normally. Soon they began to walk on knees and palms. With their childish plays they both amused men and women folk of Gokul. Everyone took special care of them and looked after them to save them from any possible danger. Ladies folk were especially careful about them. Soon afterwards, both the kids began to walk trottingly. Now their movement no longer confined within the boundary of their home. Because of his special virtues, Krishna began to lead other kids of his age group, whereas his elder brother Balram was somewhat serious in nature. Krishna specially enjoyed teasing the girls and milkmaids of Gokul. Often he would eat stealing their milk, curd and butter. At other times, he did not hesitate even to break their pitchers. In such situations the ladyfolk used to gather in Nand's home to complain against Krishna. And every time Yashoda promised them to punish Krishna. But every time, when she proceeded to punish him, she forgot everything before his sweet, innocent smile. One day, Balram complained against Krishna, "Ma, the little Kanhaiya has eaten mud." Worried about Krishna's health, Yashoda scolded at him, "Tell me, O mischievous Krishna, why did you eat mud?" At that moment, little Krishna's eyes were moving with fear. He made an excuse, "No ma, I have not eaten any mud. They are telling you a lie. If you don't believe me, see yourself." Saying this, Krishna opened his little mouth. Yashoda peeped into his mouth and what she saw there amazed her. She could not believe it. The entire universe was visible in his little mouth. Yashoda saw strange places, entire Vraj, and even herself in the little mouth of Krishna. She felt dizzy. With his illusionary powers, Lord wiped out the memory of this Incidents from the mind of Yashoda, and she again immersed in love with her child.